fan. It helps me stay humble these days. But I'm old enough that I was when I was young, I was a Baltimore Colt fan. I loved rooting for the Colts, and I was fortunate enough to get to go to a few Colt games at the old Memorial Stadium, and it was exciting. But the most exciting game I went to was in 1975. In 74, the Baltimore Colts finished in last place. In 1975, they started out 1-4, but then they won 7 games in a row, and they were 8-4, and Miami was the division leader at 9-3. Well, Miami came to Baltimore to play, and so if the Colts could win that game and win the next game against New England, they would go from last to first and win their division. Well, it was an exciting game, and it was 0-0 at halftime, and I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but it was. It was a hard-fought game. But in the third quarter, Miami scored a touchdown and took a 7-0 lead. And then late in the fourth quarter, with about 7 minutes left to go, Lydell Mitchell ran around the right end from the 6-yard line, and he scored. And I'm not kidding you. It was like the stadium shook. It was so loud. We had tied the game 7-7, and then we held Miami, and the game went into overtime. Well, in overtime, Miami got the ball first, and we held them on defense, but their punter kicked the ball out at our 4-yard line, and Burt Jones brought the offense in, and on 3 different occasions, he completed passes on third down to keep the drive going. Well, Baltimore marched down the field and got into field goal range, and Tony Lin, we were sitting in the end zone, and Tony Linhart kicked a field goal straight through the uprights, and we won the game 10-7 in overtime, and the place just erupted, and they tore down the goalpost. It was so exciting. And then the next week, we did beat New England at home, and we ended up winning division, finishing the season at 10-4. They only played 14-game seasons then, and we won our division. So it was really exciting to be there. But the interesting thing about the game was, when it went into overtime, I had some friends sitting up in the upper deck, and they told me later that, after we had marched down the field, when Tony Linhart lined up to kick the field goal, and when he kicked it, because fog had rolled into the stadium, they could not see whether or not he made it. In fact, they thought he missed it, and so there was just a few seconds of anxiety there, a moment there where they just weren't sure if we won or not because of what they could not see. Well, it's interesting. That's how life can be sometimes. We can have anxiety because we just don't clearly see, or maybe not clearly understand, what's really going on. But where we can find our hope and our peace and our strength from is the fact that we do have a personal relationship with someone who's in charge and does understand what's going on. In Psalm 139:4, it says, "For there's not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, that you know it altogether." And in Psalm 147:5, it says, "Great is our Lord, and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite." So even though we might not clearly see what's going on around us, we might not understand what's going on around us, we do have a personal relationship with someone who does. So find our peace and our strength and our hope in this fact. Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Let's lean on him because he knows the outcome. He knows that we win the game. Eagle's Nest, be safe.